Welcome to Roofing Road Trips with Heidi. Explore the roofing industry through the eyes of a long-term professional within the trade. Listen for insights, interviews, and exciting news in the roofing industry today.
Hello and welcome to another Roofing Road Trips from Roofers Coffee Shop. My name is Heidi Ellsworth, and today, wow, we're stepping into the new world, to the new generation of what the roofing industry looks like and where it's going. And so we brought in our friends and the thought leaders in the industry, ROOFLE and Owens Corning, with Travis and Jon Gardner. Please, I'm so excited
Heidi.
to have you both on here. Thank you.
It is.
Yeah, it's a new year, and it's a lot of new technology out there. Jon, you and I are talking about this all the time.
We have, it is a new year, but this podcast represents kind of an impression of what the roofing industry is today and what it's shaping out to be in the future.
Yeah,
we super excited here today, Heidi, to be here with you on Roofing Road Trips.
Yeah,
and all the great stuff that you do for the industry and with Roofers Coffee Shop and you personally. So this is an absolute pleasure to be on here once again. And today, super excited to be here with Travis from ROOFLE. And we're here to talk about our new partnership together, a very intimate partnership, providing our contractors with, the technology that allows us to move into, this new world, and allow homeowners to investigate and even purchase roofs right from their home. And this is a condition that exists. It's a real thing. And there is no other company in the roofing industry that we would ever want to partner with except ROOFLE. And the reason why, Heidi, and Travis, you know this more than anybody, is ROOFLE and Roof Quote Pro represent the best of the best when it comes to both the technology, but also the interface, the experience that our contractors are going to enjoy, and most importantly, the experience that their customers are going to enjoy. So really deploying the technology, but also the experience in the customized resources that together ROOFLE and Owens Corning have built. So, from our standpoint here, this is a great way to start 2024.
I tell you what, this is a great way for me, podcast-wise, to have both of you on here to start 2024 and to really, I'm going to say, step into the crystal ball. This isn't just looking into the crystal ball. This is stepping into right in the middle of it with what's going to be happening in the future. So let's start. You know what? I want to make sure we get some introductions in there because I know you both, but I want to make sure everybody else does. So Travis, let's start with you. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about ROOFLE.
Yeah, well, let me start by saying, Jon, wow, you know how flattering it is coming from you to say those things in the intro? Like, wow. Thank you so much. We feel the same way. It's funny because, again, I'm Travis, CEO and co-founder of ROOFLE, and I was looking at the calendar. It's almost a year to the date that I was on this podcast a year ago. Like my first one that I did on with you guys.
Awesome.
Which is so incredible because it's one of my favorite ones to do, to where you guys talk about technology and changes in the industry. So it's one that fits us well. We really, in our background and, and where we come from and what we're all about. So it's always an honor to be on this show and talk about things like this. And then to be with Jon and have him say those things in the intro. It's funny because when we first started doing this, and so I had kind of like a goals list, right? Or kind of like a pie in the sky, kind of like how far can you go? And I wrote down potential partnerships that would be a big fit. And Owens Corning was at the top as far as like to say like it makes the most sense and ones that I really want to work with. So to see this happen now and have a partnership, to me means incredible things, to me personally and within our organization, to say like, wow, we built something so great, and to be able to form the partnership with you guys and to feel kind of the same way that we feel about the organizations and what the fit looks like. It's great to hear, to be able to work with you guys so far and what we built, to this day, and the things that we're going to do in the future are just absolutely incredible. So I'm really looking forward to it.
I love it. This is Seriously, making my day. I just love this. Okay, Jon, for the few people out there who don't know you, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do at OC?
Yeah. So Jon Gardner, and obviously with Owens Corning, and I'm the senior leader for strategic partnerships in learning and development here. And, the both of those parts of what I'm responsible for are a significant element of our contractor program. But not all of the elements of our program, as you know, Heidi and Travis, as you know. But the element of strategic partnerships it blends into and is part of our learning and development in many ways. But the strategic partnerships is kind of where we're going to hang our hat on here today and talk a little bit about, from Owens Corning's perspective, what that means to us, and more importantly, what it means to our contractors, and the depth and the breadth of both the process. Travis, as you know, we really got to know each other from a business standpoint, and really what we bring to the industry in our value alignment was right there. And the comprehensive approach that ROOFLE has taken in the development of the product, as well as what they provide to the contractors, is very much part of what Owens Corning is all about when it comes to our strategic partnerships. And so, that's a little bit about me. And so we'll unpack a little bit about that as we talk through here today, Heidi.
Yeah.
So
well,
thanks again for allowing us to be on here.
This is just so great. So one of the things I want to do just right up front is talk about, because there's people still out there, Travis, I don't believe it, but there's still a few people who don't know what ROOFLE is or who ROOFLE is. So let's just talk about, give us kind of the overview, the elevator speech on what and who is ROOFLE, and so that people kind of have that level set. And then I want to talk a little bit about how that's fitting into the tech stack with Owens Corning.
Yeah. So a little bit of background, we'll go back in time a little bit. And so for those of us that don't know us, and we hear it every day, people are like, what are you? And I'm like, oh, really? You haven't heard of us? Most people, when we go into the room, they say, okay, I've heard of it. I've heard things about it. But ROOFLE was built by contractors for contractors. I'm a recovering contractor. So I was contracted for 12 years. So I was in the industry. And then we saw things that were changing in the industry. I am a millennial, right? And I look at things kind of from a different approach, out there, as far as like, what is the next generation going to want when it comes to home improvement and shopping, online. And so we really kind of looked at a way to be able to kind of build that e-commerce online experience. And so we went and we tested this B2C directly. We built the software and we tested it directly to consumers for about 2.5 years, and did quite a bit of revenue over that period of time. And consumers loved, the experience with it. And then the contractors started coming to us naturally and saying, we're hearing about this. We want this. How do we get this? And then that was when we made our pivot over to now just being straight, B2B sales, where now we sell our software to contractors. And so now the contractors can now take that software that we built and be able to install it on their website, which then now allows that homeowner to kind of go through that instant experience, which essentially allows them to get that instant pricing on their website. They're able to shop through all their products that they offer right there on their website, and gives them that nice experience. There's so many things that we learned, through that process that we teach contractors about, because we do have that background. We're not some Yale grads that said, oh, maybe this is an idea, right? We're contractors that say there's a need in this market, and we tested it in real life scenarios to say that there is a need. And we've learned all these things to now give those things to the contractor based on what we found, during that period. So we are a B2B SaaS company. That's what we are. We do sell our software to contractors to where they can essentially install it on their website, and they can fully white label it on their website. So it looks just like their software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they have that experience. The contractors are able to give that experience to the homeowners, because I love how you said you're a millennial and you'll see this. And I believe that millennials taught as Gen Xers what we should be expecting. So I don't think this is just the next generation. I think we want to shop online too. We want to do these kind of things. I want to buy my car, not have to go to a lot, right? And so, Jon, you have put together a tech stack. You and I have talked about it many times. In fact, we have a coffee cast coming out about it. How do you see this all working together?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it really, it's an opportunity to talk a little bit more about our strategic partnerships, our business solutions portfolio. because many of them really, they stack up into the tech stack, right? And that you referenced here. And for the folks that haven't heard of our business solutions portfolio, or if you're interested in learning more, number one is please reach out to your area sales manager, and they'll be happy to share more about that. But from my perspective and from the company's perspective, the strategic partnerships are a vital element to helping our contractors really take their business to the next level. So it's really about scaling and solving some of those problems that creep up, or looking in the future and saying what are the potential problems and addressing those before they even happen. With regard to the tech stack, it was about a year ago that we launched our first working tech stack, and the industry's first working tech stack that really comprised of many of our strategic partners and business solutions partners that help our contractors use technology in a very integrated way to, if the homeowner is your North Star, which it always should be, then the technology stack enables that contractor to, that North Star really needs to be taken care of from the very first time that they have an interest in a roof for the very last time that they say, thank you, I'm giving you a 5-star review. And so the technology stack that we have built for our contractors very much provides them that vehicle to, one, learn to see what best in class looks like, two, to begin their own integrations, and three, learn from our business solutions partners on, what are some of those issues that they may be able to work on their own individual businesses as they begin their own journey in developing their tech stack. And so when we look at our business solutions partners, first and foremost, we do a lot of background, a lot of getting to know the company. And Travis knows this very well. We've been working now for well over a year on the development and the execution of our partnership. And so a lot goes into that, including, we do our, Travis, you mentioned, you did a bunch of evaluating to understand what the return on the investment was. Is it work? Doesn't that work? Of course it worked. At the same time, and ROOFLE is a great example, our internal team does that same type of auditing, that same type of review to evaluate whether or not, first of all, is this an area where we want to go into? And two is, who is the best partner to be able to provide that solution to our contractors? And ROOFLE is a great example of how we continue to invest in our business solutions partners, specifically to help our contractors make it to scale and solve those problems. And where ROOFLE plays here is it's an interesting space, because when you look at it from contractors' perspective, first of all, it's a new way to connect with the homeowner. But Travis, you may disagree with me, you may agree with me, but first and foremost, the objective of anything on a website is to generate a lead, to make a connection, and anything otherwise is good, but it's not serving the purposes if you're not generating the absolute max amount of lead gen that you can from your website. And when you look at the contractor side from our partnership with ROOFLE, first and foremost, it is about lead generation. But when you look beyond that, you have to look at it from the homeowner's perspective, because lead generation is not just flatline anymore. It doesn't come from knocking on the doors or just doing what we used to do. The lead generation elements really have to meet the needs of today's modern consumer. And they have been well taught, and they expect and they demand that they receive the information that they want right then and there in a format that is transparent, that is trusted. It allows them to take the next step. So if I'm a homeowner, and fast forward now, with one of our contractors has the experience with ROOFLE built into their, integrated into their website, and now allows our contractors to expand their reach for lead generation, but also expand their reach for the experience that is absolutely, groundbreaking in the roofing industry. It exists in Amazon. It exists in any other place that we buy stuff. But this is the place This is the time in the roofing industry where our partnership allows our contractors to get in that Amazon space, to get in that area where homeowners, quite frankly, expect it. And what's very, what's awesome about ROOFLE, it doesn't get us, halfway there. It doesn't get us 75% way there. The ROOFLE experience, the technology allows our contractors, and more importantly, their potential customers, to have a full immersive experience that, as I said before, Heidi, it starts with a North Star. The ROOFLE is a very intricate integration into the tech stack that allows for that full North Star experience to bring that homeowner right around and capture that lead, capture all of that energy that the homeowner has just laid onto the contractor. And by the way, Heidi, Travis, as you know, some of the stuff happens at 11 o'clock at night. Some of it happens at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some of it happens at 6:30 when you're having dinner.
Yeah.
But and so you need to have these resources. You need to have the best-in-class technology to be able to adapt to today's modern consumer and today's modern buyer. And so, as Travis and I will talk to you a little bit here, it's not just about the integration of ROOFLE and Owens Corning. We have built a very custom approach and an ability for the Owens Corning contractor to really dive deep into the ROOFLE experience with a customized value add element to the ROOFLE and the Roof Quote Pro product. So
I almost have goosebumps, Jon. I'm very. I know. I'm so excited about this because you're 100% right. We're in Amazon age. Why shouldn't we be buying our roofs the same way? And but the thing is, and I want Travis, just real quick before we go into the details, I want to go back and hit on this because I think it's so important, is that there's a lot of companies out there who come into roofing who think, oh, we can do this. We can create a software for that. We can do this, who really have no clue about the industry or how it works or, even the difference between residential and commercial. And so the fact that you are able to take Roof Quote Pro to the Owens Corning contractors and say, for 2 years, this worked. This was amazing. This generated revenue for our roofing company. I just talk about the importance of that and maybe some of the insights you had just a little bit from your homeowners and from your customers on how important this experience was.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a pivotal moment, and I really have to thank my team on what we've been able to do to kind of roll this out in the right way. So if we look at this holistically, if you look at, like, say, the Amazon of the world, right? Amazon came over and took over market share from the Best Buys, the Targets, right? There was this big giant that came into the space and took over the e-commerce space. This industry could have went down that same path, potentially. And really what happened was I was at a conference and these contractors were mad and upset about somebody in this space essentially coming in and selling sold jobs, making contractors glorified labor houses. And the contractors were mad, they were upset. And I think that they were upset because they saw that approach actually being a real thing. Think of this. Imagine like an Angie or Home Advisor, right? Going out there, instead of selling you leads, now they sell you sold jobs, where now the value of what you've built as a contractor, whether it be 10 generations or everything that you've built about within you being a contractor, now don't matter, because all you're doing now is installing jobs. It's not about selling jobs because you have this big giant out there that's doing these things, right? And really what this does is it keeps the power of that still within the contractor. It keeps the contractor and will forever keep the contractor relevant in this space. And you talk a lot about customer experience on your website. So again, yes, this is a lot about lead generation, but that homeowner is never going to convert if you don't have a great experience on your website. The homeowner is going to want to see what you're about, what you've done, what are your credentials. And if they don't like what they see, they may not engage with some sort of price online anyways, because say, this contractor doesn't really qualify for what I'm looking for. So by having that experience still on your website of what is your process going to be? You're going to sell me, you're going to come out and you're going to do an inspection, you're going to come out and do, whatever it may be that makes you different or special, you're still going to want to show that because the consumer is going to want to see that without actually talking to you. So there are things that still are important. And I preach this all the time when I go in and talk to people about e-commerce and things like that. It's like, you have to be ready. And here's how we get ready for the consumer, because those are things that we learned. The consumer, essentially, we were getting hundreds of people a day. They were coming to our website and wanting this e-commerce experience. Why? Because we gave them an amazing experience as they went through it and said, here's what you can expect. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get this customer portal. You can track your shipping. You can track your job site supervision. You can track all of this. And we showed it to them of what they're going to get. And that's why they love the experience. So that's why I love to talk to contractors about like, yeah, you can install this on your website, but there are still some other things you want to consider within your website that's going to help around this tool to still get more conversions. And that's what we refer to ourselves to as like the ultimate top of funnel kind of tool, because we can put it on your website and it helps with kind of that lead generation, but there's still things that you can build around it that's going to help with those conversions and give the consumer ultimately what they want. So as I go around, I do a lot of speeches around the country. I think Heidi, you've heard it a time or two, but we talk about different things and it's kind of the basics, but it's really the things that they can really start to do, because that's what we learned when we were selling direct to consumers, because we always surveyed our customers and said, what was it that made you buy? What was it that made you come to our website and all these things? And these are things that we learned was because they were able to go there. They saw what they're going to get after they buy. We gave them a nice buying experience. It was easy to use, friendly to use, all those things. And that's what really helped them really generate those leads / jobs and all those things.
Yeah. And, I love that, because when you really think about it too, you can't forget about your brand reputation. You can't forget about how the performance, the quality of your company, all of those things are going to make that buying decision so much easier as the consumers come through your website. But I think sometimes people think, oh, it's a magic pill. No, you still have to have a good company and a good business and do things right. And I love what you said, again, goosebumps, about keeping the control with the contractors, because there's a local connection. That relationship within the community, I think, is so important than just the big mega, whatever might come in. Right, John?
Yeah. I mean, I think what we're talking about here is the gratification is one thing, getting the information I want is another, but getting the sense that I can trust this company is utopia. And we, when a homeowner happens on any one of our contractors' websites, they have 5 seconds. They have 5 seconds to keep that homeowner on that website. Give them something that they can sink their teeth into. Number one, educate me on why you, educate me on the products that I might be interested in. And first and foremost, help me understand why I should trust you. And the experience that homeowners receive from ROOFLE, just like many other fantastic technologies that are part of our business solutions portfolio, allows our contractors to maximize the opportunity with any potential customer that may be going on their website. And this is where the significance of the technology lies, in that we want our contractors to be able to, over-index on any of the lead gens that could potentially be coming in onto their websites. And ROOFLE provides that experience as we've been talking about. So for me, it's about, giving them that capability and helping them build that trust level in that first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And what's cool about, there's a coolness factor of ROOFLE too. And we all have that sense, right?
Yeah.
When I'm going on Amazon or I'm going on a website, I can't wait to find out what it is that I'm actually going to buy. I'm intrigued. I'm looking, researching, building out what my buying pattern might look like. And all the way through that, nobody's ever sad about the shopping. Nobody's ever feeling crappy about shopping, unless, it's just, you're buying your kids, something that you don't want to buy them. But you guys get the point. You're having a good experience. And that's a really important element, is an uninterrupted experience, to be able to go from beginning to end, to build out and arrive at a potential solution for my roofing project. all the way down to the color, all the way down to what my monthly payment is going to look like, all the way down to both the shingle as well as the total protection roofing system components that are to go along with that. And so that homeowner leaves with that same feeling that we were just talking about, right? That I really got a cool feeling about this.
Yeah.
And it leads them down to, I want to learn more, because you have educated them and you build a connection with the homeowner that didn't exist with any other contractor who didn't have these experiences built into their website. Because remember, you have 5 seconds to get that homeowner to say, I'm in.
Yeah.
I really like this guy.
I'm going to keep going.
I really like this girl. I'm really ready to go. So,
I know.
It's trust.
It's so good. Go ahead, Travis.
And I think that's what makes this relationship so special. And I'm going to go a little bit into why is this so special. As far as like, a partnership, some of them are much more special than others, is because when we were doing direct to consumer, is that about 90% of our customers would not buy without a visualization, some sort of visualization. Okay. So they wanted to be able to see the product on their home or what it looked like before they actually bought it. So visualization tools are important. So with this partnership, knowing that Owens Corning offers a visualization tool to their contractors is a big piece. Like, this makes a lot of sense because they don't have to go out and essentially purchase one to have, because essentially they can have one because Owens Corning gives them one. And that's something that we really focus on with this partnership is that when we bring a customer on to onboarding, and so let me just say this, when you buy this product, this is not, you don't have to cancel something or switch something over. A lot of CRMs are like, oh, you got to switch over to this. It takes a ton of time to install this thing. You can add it. It's a bolt-on essentially that you add on, and we integrate with a lot of different partners, and we can push a lot of our information to a lot of different partners. So it really works well with a lot of other technologies. It's not a barrier anywhere. So when you purchase it, we can usually get you up and going in like a day or two. Like, that's how fast you can get this thing implemented. It's very, very quick. And when we go through that onboarding process, our onboarding team meets with the contractor and says, okay, you're an Owens Corning contractor. Here's what the benefits are of the partnership as far as that we have. And we introduce them to things as far as like getting their product cards set up that are very dynamic as far as being more detailed about what the products are. And that, not just shingles. I mean, we're talking about things from underlayment to ridge cap to all those additional things that are in there to where the homeowner gets to see a more of a wow factor to it as far as like, wow, look at these more extravagant products that they offer, not just shingles, but the others as well. And then also going through like, hey, let's help you set up this visualization tool because you're going to need this. If you want to get more conversions, so let me help you get access to that. Here's where you get it. Here's how you install it, and kind of walk them through all that process as well, as far as helping them add those additional tools that they already have access to, that they can already use. And then we tell them the importance of why they want to use all these things. So then they start bringing on all these additional tools that they already have access to make their site more dynamic, to help the contractor to get more conversions of tools that they already have access to. So a lot of those things about the partnership, it's not just a partnership. It's also helping the contractor deeper at a deeper level to help them show them that they have access to so many more things. So yes, make their products more dynamic, make the things that are listed out so the homeowner can see those things. But on top of that, it's giving them access to all their tools. We call it our Owens Corning experience as we go through that onboarding experience. And it's just a little bit more tailored to helping these contractors a little bit more as far as what they have access to.
That is so perfect, because I was actually going to ask you that question, Travis. So thank you. That is actually because I wanted to kind of get into it. And that Owens Corning experience through ROOFLE is something very special just for Owens Corning contractors. And so talk just a little bit about how this is going to really work. Let's get down to the tactical, because we're getting down to the end of our half hour here, but let's talk a little bit about tactical. So Jon, maybe start with you on how do you see this rolling out? What can contractors expect? How's this going to work?
Yeah, a great question. And so for our contractors that are listening and want to learn more, get connected with our business solutions and ROOFLE specifically, the best place to start when just doing some initial research would be just right on OC Connect, which is our portal for our contractors, oc.com. We have some information on there too. So that's number one place. Number two is, listen, our area sales managers, They're like business consultants. They're fully invested in our contractors business and the resources that we have to bring to bear. And so I would definitely connect with the area sales manager to have those initial conversations. Additionally, our contractors can access ROOFLE and connecting with ROOFLE through the resources that we have. As I mentioned to you on our Business Solutions Helper Guide, on OC Connect, through our ASMs. So there's all sorts of different ways to get connected. I would say that once you're kind of in there for our contractors, you'll notice that you have a suite of resources available to you to learn on your own, to be able to walk through the ROOFLE experience and what our customized integration and partnership looks like. And it's as simple as QR coding, and that's going to send you right to the ROOFLE team that is specifically ready for our contractors with that initial consultation and the subsequent onboarding for them. So the experience our contractors will have, regardless of how they end up there, and we talked about different ways in which they can connect with ROOFLE, is that customized approach. And Travis, you mentioned it just a little bit ago, but it's very much not just about, let's get RoofQuote Pro on your website. It is really unpacking, what does your website look like today? What is the best approach for us when integrating the ROOFLE product into it? But the cool part about the ROOFLE team is, first of all, they're obviously a technology company, and they have partnerships and relationships all across the roofing industry, but they are experts in their own right. And so when our contractors connect with ROOFLE, obviously, first and foremost, the primary objective is learn more about ROOFLE and get it integrated. But the ROOFLE team also understands Owens Corning and our approach with our contractors, the resources that we bring to bear, and they're very much aware and integrated with just our overall philosophy and ways in which we can help our contractors. So what I'm saying here is that you can expect a very thorough, dynamic conversation with ROOFLE team to help you with not necessarily RoofQuote Pro, but everything with regard to lead generation and helping our contractors get into a better place. So it's a fantastic group to kind of speak to and learn from, in addition to this partnership. So yeah. Well, and we'll be continuing to have conversations with our contractors via webinars throughout the year. And opportunities where ROOFLE is going to be in field, helping our contractors understand and learn about this vast space through Owens Corning University, live with events across the United States that they'll be popping up into. So all different sorts of ways in which so we keep this partnership active and helping our contractors the best that we possibly can. And I do, Heidi, just want to say this real quick is, we've talked about homeowner here. But we serve our contractors. Our customer is our contractor. I want to share that, we do believe, wholeheartedly that our contractors are an advanced level when it comes to roofing contractor. And what does that mean with respect to the business? Another way of saying that, Heidi, and Travis, this from the experiences that we have, is that our contractors really over-index on making investments in their business, really looking at the business for what it is. It's a business. We happen to be in the roofing business, and how can I stack that up? And so when we look at from that perspective, it is critical that we bring in the right partners for us that have that same level and that capabilities and the capacity to help our contractors, which are on the leading edge of both the technology as well as the application of roofing products across the United States. And we talked a lot about homeowner, but the alignment with our contractors and where we want to take them is critical. And that's another very, very important piece to the partnership with ROOFLE, as with all of our business solutions partners.
Contractors who understand contractors.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay, Travis.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about, to wrap us up, about what makes this special for Owens Corning contractors. I know you have some benefits here. Let's talk about that and how they can get started.
Yeah, first we start with the tailored setup that I talked about a little bit about, where essentially we help them get everything set up in the platform and make it tailored to a very special Owens Corning experience. So as the customers go through it, it's a very special experience for the homeowners as we're really enhancing that the Owens Corning products. So getting that special setup with the right resources, get them in touch with that. The next one is and it's one that's a pain point for a lot of contractors, is that ongoing tech support. We hear it a lot, like where I buy this software and I can't talk to anybody and I can't get access, where we have an ongoing tech support team that is ready to help them with ongoing integrations, or because contractors sometimes don't just take everything right then and there. It takes them a little bit of time to adapt all these different integrations that we have, so they can continue to come back to us and ask for help with these ongoing integrations. So that ongoing tech support with these continued integrations as we do them with Owens Corning. And then lastly would be that $1,000 discount that we offered in these contractors. So they get $1,000 discount on the software by using our promo code OC1000. They're able to get $1,000 discount. And so this is just the start. This is what we call phase one. We have other phases in the works to where, we consider ourselves a cutting edge, type technology in this space, but this next one is really the bleeding edge one. And I can't wait for the next one that we have planned. We're already planning it out. We're already working on it. I can't wait to release it, but this one will change the industry as a whole, another one. So add it to the list of another thing that's going to change the industry.
I love it. And we'll be talking about that right here when that happens in a couple months, or however long that may be, Travis. So we'll be back talking about that, because this is the stuff that I want to get out there. And I want to just encourage every contractor out there. If you're an Owens Corning contractor, you already know what to do. Get out there, get on the OC Connect, and talk to the folks at ROOFLE, get that discount, get started. This is game changing for 2024. If you're not an Owens Corning contractor, you should be checking it out. Go to OC.com, check out what the contractors at Owens Corning are getting. It makes a difference. It differentiates their business, and it is all there waiting. And you can go back and listen to all kinds of podcasts and videos and everything that we've done with John and his team on all the great business strategy support that you can get through Owens Corning. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. So exciting.
Thank you,
Heidi. Ditto. Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to say congratulations. I think over another time, I just want to hear a little bit about that first meeting when you guys were all of a sudden saying, hey, let's do this. I bet that was it. I would have liked to be a fly on the wall during that meeting. Next time. So thank you so much. Congratulations. And everybody watch for this. It's going to be on Roofers Coffee Shop, of course, on both the ROOFLE and the Owens Corning directories. You can get all the information you want to make sure that you can get this going in your business for 2024. So gentlemen, one last time, thank you.
Thank you. Heidi, you're a rock star. Roofers Coffee Shop. Amazing stuff. Thank you.
You'd start the year so beautiful. I love it. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's listening. This is the stuff that's going to change your business. I'm so excited that we were able to have these conversations and bring it to you. Be sure to check out all of our podcasts under the Read, Listen, Watch navigation under Roofing Road Trips, or on your favorite podcast channel. Be sure to subscribe and set those notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We'll be seeing you next time on Roofing Road Trips.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a review. Thanks for listening. This has been Roofing Road Trips with Heidi from therooferscoffeeshop.com.